Hi, greetings everyone. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well from where you are. Today it is self care. Let's talk self care. Our mental well being. It's our well being all round. Okay. So today I just want to talk a little bit about self care. Because today I intentionally went out uh-huh, as a self care thing that I wanted to do. Just to go out, pick something for myself that I really, really wanted, uh-huh, that I could not afford, but I said let me just do it for myself. I never say enough. Okay, so self care. Self care is about ourselves. Yeah, you hear the name self care. So it's about ourselves. It's about adding substance to ourselves, improving ourselves, yeah, promoting ourselves. It is promoting ourselves, improving ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. Okay? There are habits that we do every day, you know, that could count as self care. And these are just common habits that everybody does. Habits of eating, habits of sleeping or resting, habits of exercise for our body, the everyday things that we do. Yeah. And I say everyday things because when we talk about self care, sometimes we may think it is something that we have to plan. Like, I really have to plan time for my own self care. Like, in this week, when am I going to have self care? Yeah. It is not something that you really have to plan ahead for. It can be a daily habit that you do. Yeah. And I know us as human being can be, apart from being negligent to ourselves, we can also be careless about ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Taking care of ourselves in our eating habits, in our sleeping habits, yeah, in our exercising habits. It is very, very easy to neglect that area completely. Yeah. And it takes a toll on, and you know how it takes a toll on ourselves? After all this, not misusing your body, not taking care of your body, not taking care of your mental health, not taking care of your emotional health, later on it becomes a big baggage of stress. Yeah. Stress, and stress is what mental health specialists are always dealing about. Somebody has come to this level of stress, they can no longer cope with it. Yeah. They can no longer cope with it. They need help. They can no longer perform in their job well. They can no longer bring up their children well. They're always shouting at their kids. They're always hungry, just because sometimes we neglect to take care of ourselves. Yeah. So this self-care I'm talking about today has to be in the daily things that we do. Yeah. That we intentionally do and plan. Yeah, to improve ourselves, like eating habits. Yeah. We all know about reading. We read it on the internet. Yeah. Eating well, eating at the right time. I don't know about the right time, but right time could be like not eating like towards the time you're going to sleep. Having meals properly, whether it's 3 meals or 2 meals, and having a balanced diet. Yeah. Some people can afford to buy food, but they go the way of snacks, or they go to the way of what we love to eat. Yeah. Some people like eating noodles so much. Yeah. Or just very fast food. Yeah. That they have no time for other things. Yeah. And all these foods, whether they are carbohydrates, whether they have different kinds of vitamins and minerals that help us. So when you're eating, always make it intentional that I will have a balanced diet. In the mornings, have a balanced diet. when I mean balance, you know what I'm talking about. Have your proteins and carbohydrates and your vitamins. hmm If you eat lunchtime, I mean, it's okay. Have your balanced. Well, maybe you are going to have a vitamin, but in the evening also have your balanced diet. This should be a daily habit that we have that turns to be a self-care habit. Yeah, because we'll take care of our health physically. Yeah, we avoid seeing the doctor all the time. Okay. Yeah. Also, exercise is taking care of our physical health. Eating takes care of our body, physical health. Yeah. So exercise also has to be intentional. Even if it's a 5 minute exercise or 10 minute exercise, if it is a habit, a daily thing that you do, it's really good. It promotes and stretches and helps your body. Okay, but it has to be intentional. When it is intentional, it becomes a habit. It is self care for you. Okay. We also have this issue of sleep for sure. Today, I really have to talk a lot about sleep. Yeah. Because as I have been talking about, yeah, I know people like saying I am different. People like saying I don't operate like that. Some people like to be supermen or super women in the way they, in the amount of time that they sleep. Yeah. But we know that we are meant to sleep between 8 to 10 hours. Even children, they can do it more. Yeah. 8 to 10 hours is good enough for us. That's what our body requires. Okay. But I know with our work nowadays, sometimes people manage 7 or 6. Yeah. But I am thinking even if you have 2 jobs, sometimes it's like you're working 8 hours and 8 hours, or is it 9 hours and 9 hours? But still, I mean, if it's not, you're not possible to have 8 to 10 hours of sleep. You can have, even if it's 6, make sure it is healthy, proper sleep. When I'm talking of healthy, proper sleep, I mean continuous sleep. You have gone to your bed and you're sleeping throughout until the 6 hours are over. Mhm. That is what we call sleep. If somebody ever asks you, how many hours do you normally sleep? Say 6 if you sleep 6 hours continuously. Say 4 if it's only 4. Yeah. But just know then if they are 4 or 3, I mean your body still needs more. But it has to be continuous sleep. But how can we have continuous sleep? It's possible. It is possible. And it is us who can train our bodies to do that. Always make sure, especially for us and for the children, I mean it's for all of us, make sure people have already gone. They go to the washroom and empty their boils, empty their bladders, yeah, just before they go to sleep. Yeah, empty them so that you know that this is not going to be something that I'll do again until I wake up. That will enable you sleep those 6 hours. Yeah. So we have a lot of gadgets nowadays. Yeah. Uh-huh. I don't think we have to be online 24 hours. Yeah. I don't think we need that. Yeah. We are not wired like that as human beings. We are wired to rest. Yeah. So these gadgets that we have, even our phones, yeah, when it's time to go and sleep, always, it has to be a habit that we calculate that let it be off. I am putting it aside for the children. The children nowadays are getting so excited with these gadgets that they are using them more even than the adults. Let's train our children and train ourselves because they copy the habits from us. Yeah? They copy the habits. We are telling them not to use the phones, and we are doing that exact same thing that we are telling them not to do. And as I said earlier, children, they will I mean the way we are wired, the way the children are wired is that they learn from what you do. You can be there being a very good speaker, uh-huh, telling your children left, right, and center, this is what you do. You don't have to do this. but they are very, very good, wired to do what they see you doing. Okay. So maybe this habit they learn it from the parents, I don't know. From their carers, I don't know. Ama they just like it because those things are available for them. But let it be known that it's good to put these things away. Let your phone be away. You cannot die without it. Put it aside, put it silent, mhm, for those 7 or 6 hours, and go back to it the following day. I don't think uh, you would have hindered anything, eh? But your body would have rested. It's a habit. This habit has to be calculated by all of us. Adults do it a lot. You go to bed, and that is the time now you're texting your friends. Please let us have our rest. We can continue our life when we wake up. Okay? Let our life continue resting as we are sleeping. It's resting, our body is sleeping, and start the following day. Okay? So these gadgets have to be put up. Nowadays, especially in our country, Kenya, actually, I've also seen it over here. Mhm. So we are used to having these TVs in our bedrooms. Yeah. I know nowadays they're there for security, which is okay. If you know you have it for security purposes, that you watch your CCTV from there, that's okay. Yeah, let it be for that purpose. But continuing watching movies from leaving the sitting room and you continue watching them in the bedroom is not a good habit. It it restrains you from having enough sleep. You go to the bedroom, you switch off if it is there, and sleep. Or the best thing is not to have it in the bedroom. Really, I advise people, why have it in the bedroom? And you already have a big screen in the sitting room, and maybe you have another one, no, somewhere else. Yeah, let it be out of the bedroom, so that when you're going to sleep, uh-huh, you are sleeping. Okay, so let these gadgets be off. Let our TVs be off. Uh-huh. I mean, we don't need to communicate with any person 24 hours. I mean, it cannot work like that. Mm-hmm. So we'll need our sleep, and then so that we can now be proud of saying, I slept for 6 hours, I rested for 6 hours. Okay. Also, light is not good for our sleep. Whether you sleep during the day or night, if you work at night, you go back home, sleep in your room, uh, uh, pull the curtains, put off the lights, and rest. Okay. At night, I mean, I think the why God even created the night is because as our scientists tell us, yeah, there is one hormone called melanin that is produced at night, but especially just when it's dark. Yeah, that's when it's produced. I think it's triggered by darkness in our bodies, produced to be able to heal our body for the development of our body. Yeah, to heal our body. You know, our body needs to heal and rest all the cells. Yeah, it's normally so let us scientifically let us put our lights off when you're going to sleep. I know many people don't. Yeah, some people are scared of the dark, but always ask yourself, why are you scared of the dark? I mean, you're just in the same house. The same house you stay during the day. Why are you scared at night? Yeah. hmm Is it because maybe unless you live in an area that where now thugs come out at night, yielding you know, their machetes. Although I mean, I know bad people like to do things also at night when nobody can see them. But I mean, most estates are really very safe nowadays. So the fear of darkness comes from somewhere. Sometimes maybe something happened at night one time, and it was at night, so you have the fear of the darkness. Or maybe sometimes it's the movies we are watching. Yeah, that's something we have to deal with. If you cannot deal with it, if your children cannot deal with it, you help them to deal with it. If you yourself cannot deal with it, please see a therapist and deal with it. Good to have your lights off when you're going to bed. Okay? Yeah, that fear of darkness is psychological sometimes. Okay? So That is another thing that can make us have rest at night. Also, do not drinking so much when you're going to sleep. If you're a person who sleeps at 9, the children sleep maybe at 9 or 8:30. Let them drink. By 7, they should have stopped their drinking, whatever they were drinking, whether it's water, so that they have another hour or two before they go to bed. And then before they go, of course, they pass through the washroom. But don't drink just before you go to bed, because obviously it will help. It make you wake up. And when you wake up, don't count it. The time you'll be awake, don't count it like you were sleeping. Yeah. So your body has not had enough rest. Okay. So avoid drinking towards the time you're going. Drink a lot during the day. Drink anything, hmm which is good for the body. Yeah, which is not destroying your organs. Drink, drink, drink. But when it's almost going to bed, yeah, do not. Some people stimulate their mind. They stimulate, playing games and everything, drinking there. Mm-hmm. Then they don't feel like sleeping. By them they're going to sleep, they have already just put their cup down. Please let us improve on those habits. Yeah. And also drinking things, even if it's drinking things like coffee, stimulants, these things that will make you lose your sleep, not advisable. It is I'm talking about self-care. Things that we can do to improve, to preserve, to work on our health, mentally, physically, psychologically in total, and spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Yeah, those are the things I'm talking about to improve ourselves. So I also avoid noises at night. Yeah, noises from clocks, uh-huh. Noises from even animals. Some people just have animals next to where they live. I think if you have a big compound, you can put them away. Things like hens or things like, they'll always make noise, like goats or sheep. They'll always make noise around and even they're not healthy actually because of, you know, the smell that comes from where they are. So always, we need to have fresh air. So avoid anything that will bring noise to you because it will wake you up and it will make you reduce your sleep. Avoid having those things here and switch them off. Okay. So those are the things I'm saying. Let us have these habits and improve on them. It is a serious issue. Sleep is a serious issue. Actually, when it is one of the big stressors in our lives, somebody will come to you and they are so stressed. A parent will come to you and bring their child, and the child is so restless, and they have these habits. So, normally, as psychologists, the first thing we do when you come to us and you're psychologically stressed, we have to deal with this issue of sleep. We have to know whether you have proper sleep. We eliminate it. And we'll give you homework to go and improve it, to go and work on it. Yeah. The next week you come for therapy, we'll ask you, how was your sleep this week? What did you do? And we always hope that people are open when they're given their homeworks, not to lie about. But sometimes even when you lie, another question will give you out. Okay? So another time I told you, as we do therapy, sometimes we give people homeworks. So if somebody has a stress and this stress is coming, we will give you the homework. And this homework is going to take maybe like 2 weeks or until you improve and it becomes a habit. When it becomes a habit, keep it at it. Okay? So that your health can be okay. Also, emotionally, we take care of our health. Emotionally, it's always sometimes expressing yourself, expressing your feelings. Yeah. And it is good for everyone to do this. hmm I told you about emotions, that all human beings, if you're human, you have the emotions. Yeah. And I'll give a small talk about emotions, like what they are. Yeah, everybody has emotions of happiness and sadness, and of hopelessness, yeah, of excitement, both men and women, yeah. So we also have to build habits of dealing with our emotional health, that is which are self-care. But I just talking to, talking your feelings out, expressing them out. Okay, so emotional health very important, mental health very important. Let us remove stressors from our lives by having self-care. And self-care is thinking about yourself, thinking about what I am there for people, but how can I improve myself? How can I be a better person? You have seen people who are so much of doers. They will do things, whether there is one sibling, that's a sibling who likes to cook, or like a sibling who likes to clean, who likes everything to be in order, until it becomes like the other people now know this is the person who cleans, this is the person who cooks, yeah, and they do it so well without complaint until it becomes like a role. So the other people will come and sit down or do their own things, but this one continues. So such kind of people also need to catch themselves and say, can these people, they can survive, can they survive without my cooking? Can they survive without, give yourself time off, for self-care. In fact, even the best time you can do, the first thing you can do if you live together with people, have duties. You don't have to cook for them all the time. You don't have to wash their clothes all the time. You're the one putting the clothes in the machine. Have these duties so that the time you're not doing it is a time for your own self care. Yeah? It is some things that we do intentionally. And also, the other people, you can also train them. If they are not trained in cooperating or teamwork, they'll also be trained on this and they'll learn. Okay? There are people who are givers. They give their time, they give their clothes, they give everything they have. Even when they go shopping, they will always be thinking of other things. I think I did this one time. I was a giver. I'm still a giver, but nowadays I am aware. Yeah, I still give, but I'm very much aware that I do not have to forget myself. Yeah. There are times I could go to the shop and I'm buy everything for everyone. I bought two pairs of shoes for this person, my child, my mother, my father, my sister, and everything. Of course, for me, I didn't buy for myself, and it went on for a long time. Yeah, so I caught up myself, and I have improved. But people can do that. When you do that, and you have to come to a point where you catch yourself and say, no, what else can I? Can I today go shopping and it is my time? It is my things. Yeah. Can you do that self care for yourself? Let it be a habit. Yeah. If you're a person who buys something every month, also give a month for yourself. Okay. So it's things that we do just to improve ourselves, for our own welfare, for our own well being, and for the purpose of reducing stress in our lives. Thank you so much, and catch me in the next one.